studied the black man.
That's right.
In all of their writings of their history, they talk about Egypt and ancient Greece and ancient Phoenicia and, Mesopotamia and all these different lands, but that was the black man's land.
That's right.
They were over there studying us because they were in the hills and cave-sides of Europe. And if you read Surah 18, it tells you what they were doing, and then they were told not to go down and reveal themselves because we would have made them come back to Islam.
That's right.
So they, in Surah 18, they were told, don't reveal yourself because they'll make you come back to their religion. So they had to come in and sneak in and sit around and watch the black man do business and build civilization like they had never seen it.
Yes,
And so Brother Herman's subject today is going to deal with these kind of things. Brother Herman, when I was in charge, I asked Brother Herman to step up and take the post of training the men. And our dear brother Kobe, was a very honorable brother. He stepped to me and said, brother, I just can't do that. He didn't like, because when you have this kind of job, you have to be like a father to the men, because many of the men ain't never had a father. And you got to tell grown men what to do, like they children, but that's why we're called the children of Israel. Because we are like that until we grow back into the knowledge of ourselves. That's why he picked that subject, I believe, because with the knowledge of yourself, nobody has to tell you what to do. You just do it. And so he stepped up, and for at least 15 years now, brother, at least 15 or more years, he's been, doing a wonderful job trying to keep the city open to final call and training the men. And I gotta say, ain't no job in the nation of Islam easy.
Yes, sir.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was told that he was given the hardest job ever given to a human being. And so that don't mean that our job is going to be easy. He has a hard job talking to us and dealing with us, but he does it all the time. And I got to say about Brother Herman, with a smile. Man, he does it with a smile, and he does it with love for the brotherhood.
Yes, sir.
I actually have never seen Brother angry. Unlike myself, I get angry real quick. But I got to learn how to control that. But I've never seen Brother angry. I've always seen him smile when he's dealing with the believers. He's always got a very good spirit, and to be a captain in the nation of Islam, that's wonderful. Especially when the way that we come to each other as human beings, as black on black human beings, when we dealing with one another. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So, I can't wait to hear Brother, do the lecture today, put it down. Brother is a wonderful brother. He, as long as I've known him, he's been a businessman. That's the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Do for yourself. Is that right? Brother stepped out on faith and got this cafe. And as we said last week in the announcements, this is a jewel. If we would get the jewel and dust it off and shine it up, this is a jewel of a business. But it's the believers that got to get behind Brother. He stepped out on faith and got the business. So now it's up to us to help him to open the business up and to make the jewel shine.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And so I admire Brother as my brother because he stepped out on faith. And that's what we got to do in the nation of Islam. We have the truth.
That's right.
But we got very little faith.
Right.
And if we had the faith of a mustard seed, we could say to the sycamore tree, be ye uprooted and planted in the sea.
That's right.
And that's the way Brother moves when he moves out. He had an ideal, he brought the ideal, we talked about it. When I looked up, Brother had the spot.
That's right. That's how
And thank God he got the spot, or else we wouldn't have a place to meet.
Yes, sir.
So all praise is due to Allah. So I just gotta say, see, that kind of brother, I want to always be around people like that.
Yes, sir.
Because when you're around people like that and they business minded, they got faith and they don't worry about what might happen.
Come on,
Because
now.
anything can happen.
That's right.
We're living in a time of the end of would just drop off like that. That Muhammad Ali would kill over like that. And many of the people that have been dying, we just wake up, look on the news, somebody died. We're like, whoa.
Yes, sir.
So anything can happen.
That's right.
But when you got faith, you move out. Brother got the faith, he moved out. And we've been here now at least a couple of years. So it pays off. And if we would get behind the brother with, as we should, you know, in black economic power, and let's help to shine up this jewel, man. We can shine this jewel up right here.
That's right.
And we can make this a nice place to come and have coffee, you know, just like a Starbucks. Starbucks is selling coffee. We can make this just like that, or better. And so, you know, that's what I like about brother. Brother, I like the way that he deals with the black men in the city. I like the way he takes the brothers out in the streets, in the mission. And so brother's just an all-around brother, man. You know, he has several different companies that I know of. You know, he has this one, he has the barbershop, he's working with brother in the lens of Ansar. You know, they doing some wonderful things. And so, you know, we should, you know, support
That's right.
our brother.
That's right.
So, you know, I don't want to go long. I'm trying not to touch and go into his subject. But, you know, with all due respect, let me at this time stop what I'm saying and bring up our brother, who is the keynote speaker today, teaching us on the knowledge of self and black economic power. Our dear brother, Brother Herman Muhammad.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad. And I further bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is in fact his divine messenger, Messiah, and has grown now to the position as exalted Christ. Lastly, I would like to bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a divine reminder, comforter, and truly a mercy and warner from Allah in our midst. And in their three holy and righteous names, I greet my sisters and brothers in the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
How's everyone feel?
Fine, sir.
Great. I too am doing fine. A little nervous.
Yes, sir.
But the beautiful thing is I see family up in here.
Yes, sir.
So I feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Praise
sir.
be to Allah. First is brother. Let me just thank brother Gerald for that wonderful introduction. You know, it has been quite 30 years, brother. You kind of dated you, maybe a little bit older than.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But it's been close. I came in the Nation of Islam in 1990.
Yes, sir.
Little baby.
When I was 18 years old.
Yes, sir.
And so my whole adult life, I've been in the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir.
My whole adult life, I've been striving to follow the teachings to the best of my ability of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as taught to us by the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like Brother Gerald, I want to wish us all a blessed Ramadan by saying Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem, sir.
All praise be to Allah. And for those of us who don't know what the month of Ramadan deals with, it is our celebration. It's really a celebration. We call it a fast, but it's the celebration of the divine revelation of the Holy Quran, which was revealed to Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah 1400 years ago, over a period of 23 years.
Yes, sir.
And during this particular month, we fast during the daylight hours. We abstain from food and water and all carnal things.
Yes, sir.
We try not to argue during that day. We try not to do anything that is unrighteous during the course of that day.
Yes, sir.
What we also try to do, or what we should try and do, is try and break any bad habits
That's right.
that we might have.
Yes, sir.
It's really a time of spiritual renewal. It's really a time where we can remember, because we're not eating and drinking, that there are people on this earth who don't have no food,
That's right.
who don't have proper water. So it's really a time of reflection and really a time where we can make ourselves into better human beings, into better vessels to bring about the will of Allah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so if you never fasted during Ramadan, please try. It's a thing to where you have nearly 2 billion people worldwide participating at the same time.
Yes, sir.
You know, and so that really demonstrates and celebrates the unity and the oneness of Allah. The other thing I want to say to the fathers in the building is Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Of course, this is what the enemy calls Father's Day, and we want to be followers of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in that we don't use this day as a time to make our enemies rich.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Father's Day should be every day.
Every
Right.
day.
Mother's Day should be every day.
Every day.
Children's Day should be every day. Is that right? So we should always celebrate and love one another. Don't pick a particular day to show your mother and your father your love. Please. You know, we have to honor our mother and our father so that our days may be long in the land that this God has given us. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. Now, first off, I want to, because I haven't done this in quite some time, in terms of standing up in front of the brothers and teachers and presenting or representing the teachers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I want to offer a little disclaimer, if I can.
Yes, sir.
Y'all know what a disclaimer is, right?
Yes, sir.
A disclaimer is, just in case I fall on my face, that's a disclaimer.
Yes, sir.
So, I want to say, if I do fall on my face, if I fumble around with these words and you guys don't get anything out of it, and at the end you throwing water bottles and fruit at each other, I want to say, that's all on me.
Yes, sir.
That's my fault. Alright? That's my fault. But if in any way you get anything that edifies you, anything that feeds you, anything that even causes you to think, then all praise is due to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Praise due to Allah. So, to my subject, we're talking about knowledge of self and black economic power.
Right.
Knowledge of self and black economic power. And I'm going to try not to be long because I know it's hot in here, but by the grace of Allah, I'm going to do my best to be strong. All right?
Yes, sir.
Socrates said that knowledge of self is the prerequisite knowledge, right?
Yes.
Now, Socrates was an ancient Greek philosopher who probably stole everything that he got from our people in Egypt, but that's neither here nor there. What he said was true nonetheless.
That's right.
It's the prerequisite knowledge, because if you don't have a knowledge of self, a proper knowledge of self, you cannot attain black economic power.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Because if you attain some measure of economic power, it's not going to be black, because what you're going to do is you're going to get your money and you're going to go spend it right with your enemy.
That's right.
So knowledge of self is the prerequisite knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Now, we are students of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is his national representative. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us when we came to this body of knowledge was that yourself is a righteous Muslim.
That's right.
I'm going to say that again.
Yes, sir.
Yourself is a righteous Muslim. Now, you can be or call yourself whatever it is that you want to call yourself. You might call yourself a Kappa, an Alpha, an Omega. You might call yourself a Crip or a Blood or a Gangster Disciple. You might call yourself a photographer or a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer or a barber or a business person. You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself.
Come on.
But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke directly into your nature.
That's right.
He said yourself is a righteous Muslim.
That's right.
Now we know what righteous is, right?
Yes, sir.
It's the person who does right. And a lot of us, just by me saying that, if we closely examine ourselves, we're going to say, I don't know about that, brother.
Come on.
I'm not quite righteous.
Come on.
And I don't really claim that Muslim stuff that y'all talking about. And that's all fine and good. But, like I said, the messenger was speaking into our nature. Muslim is just one who submits his or herself entirely to the will of God.
That's right. Go ahead, T.
See, we have to demystify these terms.
Yes, sir.
Because if we listen to the so-called knowledge of the day, a Muslim is something totally different.
Yes, sir.
A Muslim is somebody who goes shoot up a gay nightclub.
Come on.
A Muslim is somebody who strap a bomb onto itself if we listen to them.
Right.
But that's not what a Muslim is.
That's right.
Nothing can be further from the truth. A Muslim is one who submits his or herself. Period.
Yes, sir.
Straight, no chaser. Anything else is not a Muslim.
That's right.
So we have to get these things right in our mind as to what a Muslim is. So if you are a good Christian, which means that you crystallize into oneness with Christ,
T, go
then
ahead.
you are a good Muslim.
That's right.
Come on.
You're a good Jew, which means you have a covenant relationship with God.
Come on.
Then you are a Muslim. If you're an agnostic and you don't believe in no type of God, but you do good unto other people, then guess what?
Muslim.
You are a Muslim.
Yes, sir.
So these terms we have to clarify. Now the other thing that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan teach us when we come into this classroom, it's a lesson. And it appears we get it as soon as we come into the classroom, and it's a series of questions, 10 questions and answers called the student enrollment. And we get this and we have to recite this 100% perfectly in order to become enrolled in this particular class.
Come on.
So the first question that he asked us was so powerful that it's mind-blowing. And the question was asked, who is the original man?
Yes, sir. Come on.
And we're talking about knowledge of self. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And the answer to the question is the original man is the Asiatic black man.
Come on.
The maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe.
Come on.
Now look. Hey man, when I heard that,
Yes, sir.
you talking about little brother Ted just, I mean my head already swole.
Come on.
But when I heard that, it was like,
Come on. G.
I mean, man, you telling me that I'm God?
Come on.
You telling me that I'm God?
Come on.
But then, as I studied and learned a little bit more and went a little bit deeper,
Yes, sir.
I learned that the reason why, but this is my thoughts, that's the first question, is because that is where you're supposed to end up being at the end of your study.
Come on.
See, that's a journey. Because all in the answer are qualifiers.
Come on.
All in the answers. He's the maker. What you make, brother?
Uh-oh.
There we go. Off to another one. Come on, D.
I'm the original man. He's the owner. What do you own, brother?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Original man.
Come on.
He's the cream of the planet.
Yes, sir. Come on.
What you at the top of, brother?
Come on. Come on with the D.
Because the
Come on.
supreme always rises where? To the top. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But that last one, God of the universe.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Man, we can just close the book.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
So it's a qualifier. He's the original man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. But look, don't get it twisted that you can't be that.
That's right.
Because there are those who are that amongst us.
Come on. Come on.
Go ahead.
If you really look carefully,
Yes, sir.
there's one right there on the wall.
Go ahead.
The Honorable Minister Louis
Yes,
Farrakhan.
sir. Yes, sir.
He's all of that.
Yes, sir.
What did he make? He made me.
Yes,
He
sir.
made everybody up in this room
Come
who
on.
follows him.
Come on. Come
Yes,
on.
sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What does he own? Man, he really owns whatever it is that he wanna own.
That's right.
Because he was responsible solely, for the most part, for the total rebuilding of the work of the most honorable Elijah
Yes, sir.
Muhammad.
Yes,
Now
sir.
he's so wonderful and so gracious that he don't put his name on nothing,
That's right.
That's right.
but he owns plenty.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Cream of the planet Earth. Man, I can't think of nobody who's at the top.
Come on,
You
come on.
name me a black leader.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. T.
Name me a black leader. One, just one. I'll wait. Can't name one because he's the only one.
That's right.
Allah has cleared the debt.
That's right.
Brothers and sisters, he has cleared the debt to where he's the only one standing.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
God of the universe. Now that one, see, look. God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah the Most High, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, of course, is in him. But he's certainly a God with a little g.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Of
Come on.
the universe.
Come on. Come on.
We gotta stop being spooky. Break the word down. Universe just means one. That's uni, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Uni is one. Verse is truth. Did you all know that?
Come on. Come on.
He shows power and force all in this truth.
Yes, sir.
Understand that. So the original man is something that we should all aspire to be and that we should be studying to become.
Yes, sir.
All right? Now, this part, like I said, is knowledge of self that we have to have in order to attain black economic power. We have to have knowledge of self because now we're going to start to spend with our own. Now we're going to start to find out whatever it is that our unique gift is in order to become a business person. And let me go back just a little bit because the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that all of us, each and every one of us have a gift.
Yes, sir.
Some of us have a set of gifts
Yes, sir.
that we can all perform perfectly.
Yes, sir.
See, if you God, then you got that gift.
Come on. Come on.
And
Come
you
on.
absolutely are God.
Yes, sir.
You know, we have this book, Quran, right? And part of our Ramadan is that we read a part. It's broken up into 30 parts. And you read a part a day during your Ramadan.
Yes, sir.
So that by the end of the 30 days, you will have read the entire Quran.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in this book, there is a chapter or surah called Al-Ikhlas, chapter 112,
Yes, sir.
which means the unity. And it reads like this. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, say He, Allah, is one. Allah is He on whom all depend. He begets not, nor is He begotten, and none is like Him. Qul Allahu Ahad.
Yes,
Say He,
sir.
Allah, is one.
Yes, sir.
That's unique. The oneness of Allah, and it sets Him above and beyond all others.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Because He begets not, nor is He begotten.
That's right.
But if we stop at the say He, Allah is one,
Yes, sir.
just stop right here. Don't even get to that other part. He begets not, nor is He begotten, because that ain't got nothing to do with you and I. That's Him.
That's right.
But to say He, Allah is one has everything to do with you and I. Because guess what? Say you are one. Say I am one. How so, brother? Because each and every one of us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has deposited a bit of Himself into. So each one of us has a unique voice print.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
I mean, you can have an impressionist who can run it down. He might be able to sound like you, but not just like you.
That's right, sir.
Each and every one of us has a fingerprint.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
You have a fingerprint that has never been and never will be again.
That's right.
You have a strand of DNA,
Teach.
right? That showed the pride that the brother had as he was coming up.
Yes, sir.
And then you realize contextually that when Kunta Kinte was kidnapped, it was in 1750.
Yes, sir.
1750. Now our fathers, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, came into slavery into America in the year 1555. So knowledge is self. Now we're talking about knowledge of self. So it was almost, slavery was almost 200 years deep when Kunta Kinte got here.
Yes.
So here he is, a man who knows who he is. He got knowledge of self. I'm a Mandinka warrior. My name is Kunta Kinte. But he's put in the midst of people who had no idea where they had even come
that's
from.
right.
Come on, right.
That's right.
And so his journey in this particular route was, man, he was not shucking and jiving at all.
That's right, sir.
This brother got to kill him some crackers. Straight up.
That's right.
They was not playing. They could not kill the spirit of God that was in this man.
That's right.
He knew who Allah was.
Yes, sir.
He knew who he was.
Yes, sir.
So it's a wonderful story, man, to go and watch that roots. Like I said, it's tough, but you'll get more benefit out of it than you will anything else. And the other thing is, in terms of our people and watching these types of movies, is we have to be like, I mentioned the Jews earlier. We have to be to the point where we never forget.
Never.
That's right.
You don't ever want to forget that.
That's right. Never.
You don't ever want to forget that. Now, you don't want to walk around angry, you know what I'm saying, mean, mugging white folks. That's not going to get you too far. However, you can use your anger as fuel to propel yourself forward. It's just energy. Just redirect it. Redirect it into doing something for yourself. So I'm highly recommending that route. Praise be to Allah. Now, knowing self, again, is the prerequisite knowledge. Knowing self is going to lead to black economic power. How do we achieve that black economic power? Well, we have another book. I'm selling books and papers today.
Yes, sir.
Get your final call.
Yes, sir.
Get your final call.
Yes, sir.
Read about roots and the relevance of it, and everything else that's in the paper. And also get your message to the black man. Now, my message to the black man is kind of beat up. This message to the black man I had since 1990. I don't have no cover on it. No cover on it. Yeah, let me see that book, bro. So here it is right here. Now you can get this book. If you don't have it, please pick this book up. It's only $7. But the reality of it is the book is worth $7 million.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say that again. It's only $7, but it's worth $7 million. And I'm not exaggerating. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad lays out every solution to every problem that the black man has.
Yes, sir.
I'm serious. Every solution. And the only reason why we not up is because we haven't implemented the solution that he laid out in the book. We slow. That's the only reason why we not up. So in terms of black economic power, I don't have to come up with nothing new. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. All I got to do is read what he said.
Do what you're told.
Yes, sir.
Because it's been shown and proven to absolutely work. All right? So on page 174 of this book, Message to the Black Man. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And I'm going to just read this, and this is powerful. These are 5 points. And this is under the title, An Economic Blueprint. And it says here, acknowledge and recognize that you are a member of the Creator's nation and act accordingly. This action in the name of Allah requires you as a Muslim to set an example for the lost family, your brothers in the wilderness of North America. This requires action and deeds, not words and lip service. The following blueprint shows the way. Number 1, recognize the necessity for unity and group operation or activity. Number 2, pool your resources, physically as well as financially. Number 3, stop wanton criticisms of everything that is black owned and operated. Number 4, keep in mind jealousy destroys from within.
Go ahead, sir.
Number 5, observe the operations of the white man.
Yes, sir.
He is successful. He makes no excuses for his failures. He works hard in a collective manner. You do the same.
Come on, come on.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Praise
Go
be
ahead.
to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Praise be to Allah. I'm going to go a little bit further, then I'm going to stop. If there are 6 or 8 Muslims with knowledge and experience of the grocery business, pool your knowledge. Open a grocery store and you work collectively and harmoniously. Allah will bless you with success. Now I'm going to stop there, just for a moment. Because we need to parse what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is saying. Everybody all right?
Yes, sir.
Recognize the necessity for unity and group operation. Pool your resources physically as well as financially. Stop wanting criticisms of everything black owned and operated.
That's right. That's right.
Keep in mind, jealousy destroys from within.
That's right.
Observe the operations of the white man. He is successful. Now, if you really closely examine those 5 points that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us, they're all, for the most part, mental.
Yes, sir.
you all recognize that?
Explain, brother. Please, break it down. Explain.
I'm gonna say it again. Is everybody with me?
Yes,
I know it's
sir.
time. We're gonna get out of here real quick.
Take your time, sir.
They're all mental.
Yes, sir.
Recognizing the necessity for unity. That's a mental piece,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Pool your resources. That's physical, but the mentality has to be there.
Yes, sir.
We got to get together to say, man, let's put this money together.
Come on, come on, come on.
Stop wanting criticisms.
Go ahead, sir.
Criticism always stops or starts in the mind.
Stop progress.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Keep in mind, jealousy destroys from within. Observe the operations of the white man. All of those things are, for the most part, mental. Now, I'm gonna run through this real quick because we have everything that we need in order to become successful economically.
Yes, sir.
Everything. Don't think that you need a whole lot of money to start a business, because you really don't. You don't need a whole lot of money to start a business. All you need is group unity. We can make, like Brother Gerald was saying, we can make the Knowledge Cafe, just an example, a successful business if we have group unity. I always wondered why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if 6 or 8 Muslims get together, then you pool your resources, you can create a successful business. I always wondered why that was. But the reason for that is how many days are there in a week? 7, right? 6 to 8. What's an average between 6 and 8? 7, right? Y'all know how to do an average, right? You add two numbers, 6 and 8 is 14. Divide that by 2. That comes out to be 7. It's 7 days in a week. 6 to 8 Muslims. That means, say we all were partners in a grocery store or in the Knowledge Cafe, since this is a real live example, right? Then that means that every day, one person got a responsibility to be at the store.
Right.
Did you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Every day, you got somebody covering down at the business.
That's right.
Group unity. But we have to get that in our mind. That means if you so desire to keep your job with the slave master, I mean, if that's your thing, then you can still do that. But one day a week you working for yourself. Is that right?
That's right.
That's a start.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And then eventually you work your way off the plantation.
Yes, sir.
I have no problem with that. But the problem I have is when we keep working for the enemy and don't ever desire to do something for ourselves. Because in reality, what that means to me, and this is just to me, I could be wrong, but what that means to me is that that gift that Allah gave you, that thing that you could perform perfectly that we talked about earlier, you're not exercising that. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You're not exercising that if you're working for the enemy, doing warehouse work. I mean, really? That's your gift? Stacking boxes?
Alrighty then. Come on, brother. Come on.
I mean, for real.
Come on.
I mean, if you're doing something that you were born to do, I understand that. If you're a doctor and you work at a hospital, yeah, that's your gift. I
Come on.
get it.
Come on.
Praise be to Allah. But not stacking no damn boxes.
Come on.
Excuse my language.
No, come on. Keep it real. Keep it real.
I'm just keeping it real. And we go, like I said, I know it's hot. We go get up out of here. One more thing, and then we're gonna close it out. So, we have everything that we need. We have absolutely everything that we need. So I'm reading from a Black Enterprise article that talks about the black economy. And it reads, there are 43 million African Americans in the United States, 13.7% of the total population, the second largest racial minority in the country. The median age, this is important, is 32, and 47% are under 35 years of age. That means we have a very young population.
Yes, sir.
It's also worth noting, let me go up a little bit. The report's findings, which will be presented at the June Conference of National Association of Black Accountants Conference in Nashville, Tennessee, found that the African American population is an economic force to be reckoned with a projected buying power. Are y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Of $1.1 trillion.
Yes, sir. Say it again.
Trillion?
Can I say that one more time?
Yes, sir.
And this is in 2015. We had a projected spending power or buying power of $1.1 trillion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
We have everything that we need, except for the proper mentality.
Yes, sir.
We just have to change our minds, brothers and sisters. That's the only thing that we have to do. If we change our minds and decide that we want to spend amongst each other. Because out of that $1.1 trillion, it takes approximately 6 hours for our money to leave our community after we receive our paychecks. Did you all know that?
Sure.
6 hours. The Latino people, I think it's like 21 days. Asians is 18 days. With us, it's 6 hours. But it's just, we have the money, we have to change our mentality as to what we do with the money. Also worth noting, the population of African American consumers growth outpaces the rest of the population by 30%. Additionally, the demographic is younger, more educated, and has higher incomes than commonly believed. So we spend our money as consumers faster than everybody else, 30% faster. According to the study, between 2000 and 2009, the number of African Americans attending some college or earning degrees has grown 45% for men, which is good, 54% of women. Households earning $75,000 or more grew by more than 60%, faster than the rest of the population. African Americans' average income nationwide is $47,290. So what does this all mean in business terms? It means African Americans wield tremendous buying power. The Nielsen study showed numerous shopping trends, mostly for household health and beauty, travel, smartphones, and child-related items. So we have tremendous buying power, brothers and sisters. But like I said before, it's about us changing our minds as to how we spend our money. It's about changing our mentality as to what it is that we want to do for ourselves and our people. Remember, the solution is not political. The solution really is spiritual, but there is an economic piece to that spiritual side of the solution. And all of the solutions can be found in this book, as well as the other books authored by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah. So we have to change our minds. I want to read one more thing in terms of a sound economic plan from the message of Allah, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. May we out. This appears on page 194 of Message to the Black Man. Sound economic plan. The economic plight of the black people of this land has so long been neglected by so-called leaders that even our own people have forgotten its basic importance. Our economic position remains at the bottom of the ladder because of this ineffective leadership and because so many of our people ignore the basic rules of a healthy economic life. We fail to develop self-leadership in economics. We are in the midst
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
of the so-called civil rights struggle, and ferment among the black and oppressed reaches new heights. I shall list critically but constructively the guide and the outline which must be followed if this black nation of 22 million, which is now 40 to 50 million, is ever to achieve true independence and equality. And this still stands true today. Number one, our knowledge of self and others and the time should force us to become more prudent in our spending. Unnecessary spending by trying to keep pace with the wealthy of this country has done more to put us in the path of the prodigal son than anything else. Let us be taught how to spend and save by those of us who desire to see us out of poverty and want. Number two, do not be too proud to meet together as leaders and teachers to discuss the solution of how to stop this reckless downhill fall of our people. Number three, not one so-called Negro leader seems to want a meeting with me to discuss the plight of our poor people in North America. And that's the same thing with Minister Farrakhan. And number four, I have set before you a program according to the divine supreme being and his prophets. You have neither produced a better program nor anything to equal it. Your present plans are involved in one of the most disgraceful programs, especially you who boast that you are free and want freedom, justice, and equality with your slave masters by sitting, standing, and begging to be accepted as the brothers of those who for 400 years have brought you into your present condition and have made you a people unwanted by the civilized nations of the earth. No one wants foolish people who love everyone but themselves and their own kind, who would rather beg than go for self, or even ask the slave masters to help them go for self. Such people, numbering into the millions, are on the road to destruction.
Yes, sir.
If their downhill speed is not checked by Allah, God, and His messenger. Follow this economic program, brothers and sisters,
yes,
and
sir.
we will free
Yes,
ourselves. Thank you all. You guys have been so patient. Now, so I guess I did. Do we have anybody who's here for the first, second, or third time? Praise be to Allah. Brother, what we're trying to do is we're really trying to establish a presence in the city. We're really trying to cultivate black economic power. We're really trying to get our people to do something for self and kind. So if what you heard, this goes for everybody, what you've heard you believe to be true and good for our people, and you'd like to stand with us and help build this great nation of Islam, if you could, man, just raise your hand and stand up where you are, and we'll go forward from there.
Go ahead, take a stand.
Stand up, stand up.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm doing it already. Stand up.
Brother, shake your hand, brother. Go ahead.
D'Angelo? Good to meet you, brother D'Angelo. Major. Major? Brothers and sisters, this is D'Angelo and Major. Decided to take this bold step, man, and stand for themselves. Give them a round of applause. Welcome. You can go back and see Brother Joe. He'll have something for you. Well, that's all I have, family. Do we have some announcements, Brother Officer? Do we have good announcements?
Announcements?